So how is old Q? Up to his usual tricks? The watch.
As a fellow 00, he knew exactly what Bond's plan would be, which is you'll create a life-saving diversion in the form of an explosion. So he's got his sticky mines that are going to blow up the gas tanks, and Trevelyan knows in that moment, disarms that, and then the backup ends up being the exploding pen that he didn't receive Q branch memos about. When Q says,
3 clicks, arms the 4-second fuse, another 3 disarms it.
when you click it twice and then you wait 10 seconds and then click it again, does that count as 3?
Apparently not, no.
I'd imagine it's consecutive.
Yeah. I think it works fine, but it's just kind of vague, right? If I click it 4 times, is it armed? I think it would have worked better if Boris had been clicking in definitive 3s.
How long did you say the fuse was?
Because he'd click it 4 times, and then Bond is thinking, holy shit, it might explode in his face. All you need to know is that at the end, when Boris definitively just goes click, click, click.
Give me the cards, Natalia! Give them to me!
And then without fail, every single time I left my ass off as complete chaos just reigns supreme in that control center.
I love that setup.
Yeah.
I love that they use the gadget in such a nice way. I love that the movie doesn't try to overuse the gadgets. Like, we really only see 2 gadgets being used. That Q
specifically explains, yeah. But otherwise, we have a lot of gadgets. We've got the belt, the spy camera, the watch laser, the damn jump retractable gun / laser, our exploding pen, sticky mines, and a sandwich.
Don't touch that!
I do think that this Q scene, it is most definitely the best up to this point.
Morning, Q. Sorry about the leg. Skiing?
Hunting.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Campbell's approach to the scene was that every single moment is going to be enjoyable. When you're in Q's realm, anything could be something that it doesn't appear to be. Something crazy is going on in the background all the time. We've had this in the past where there's always something going on, but with this, it's relentless. It's just a constant barrage of things going on.
Yeah.
And then it leads up to the single greatest moment ever, which is 007 picks up the sandwich and he's looking at it like, what could this be? And he's like,
Don't touch that! It's my lunch.
perfect.
Yeah.
Simple perfection.
Now pay attention, 007. First, your new car.
This was the first film that introduced BMW as their main car sponsor. The first Aston Martin is in this movie, but the Bond films of the 90s was the BMW. Much like in the 70s, it was the Lotus. Just that story alone was a lot of free marketing because a lot of people were like freaking out the fact that the BMW was the new car.
I'm not happy about it.
A typical leather belt.
Q is getting older, which means that as far as filmmaking goes, they need to kind of compensate for his old age. And it's quite clear that the most useful gadget that Q is using in his Q scene is, in fact, Q cards, so he can read his lines.
I didn't notice.
Because he can't remember
noticed it, too.
a lot of what's going on when he's talking. It's just when he's talking about that fucking belt. It's like watching SNL. You know, in SNL, all the characters are always looking at the cue cards, and it's very obvious. All they had to do was cut in for a close-up of the belt to kind of save us from seeing that, and for some reason they didn't.